As the crowds gather here at the Barnsley Metrodome, 16 of the world's greatest await their turn at the lane. They've won Asian, European and US championships, but how will they do at the World 10-pin Masters? Let's look at the draw so far.
2 matches played in round 1, a win for the USA and a win for Finland. That means that defending champion Chris Barnes will face Palermo, voted Bowler of the Year 2006. Next up, Australia against Germany with Jens Nickel, the 2005 World Masters champion, in action.
As our players ready themselves for tonight's match, let's see who'll be taking to the lane.
My name is Jason Belmonte, I'm from Australia. I'm playing Jens Nickel.
I'm Jens Nickel, coming from Germany, and I'm a real good bowler.
Jens is extremely happy, and that upsets me because you can't upset him.
Jason is the best, I think, the best bowler in the world, so I try to beat him, and I will beat him, believe me.
So I'm going to give it a crack today and see if I can beat him. It's not easy, but I'm going to do my best.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Metrodome here in Barnsley. It's the partypoker.net, the World 10-Pin Masters, brought to you by Matchroom Sport. Well, 16 of the very best players in the world have assembled here on this single lane to lift the coveted title and $30,000. Well, it's time to meet the players. Firstly, would you please welcome, all the way from Australia, and a winner of the Brunswick Euro Challenge, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jason Belmonte.
Jason is still only 23. He's been here twice before, a semi-finalist in 2005, a quarter-finalist last year. The right-hander's known as Belmo around the world, though his good looks here have given him a new nickname, Hollywood.
And ladies and gentlemen, from Germany, and a former World 10-Pin Master, it's Jens Nickel!
At 42, Jens really is a veteran, but that means experience. A winner here in 2005. He was also a semi-finalist in 2006. But the German has racks full of medals, a Weber Cup winner, World Championship bronze medals. The smiling German rock is right-handed and manages a bowling centre in Bremen. Your commentators for this clash are Cass Edwards and first, Simon Golding.
Match 3 of this year's partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters, and it's certainly got all the ingredients to be a cracker. Jason Belmonte in the yellow shirt, the man they call Hollywood. Another one of these two-handed bowlers. There's 2 of them in this year's competition. He and Oscar Palermo. Palermo already through to a quarter-final place against Chris Barnes. Now, can Belmonte from Orange in New South Wales, Australia, can he replicate that as well? The 23-year-old has had some terrific results in recent years, made semi-finals and quarter-finals here, 2005, 2006 at the World 10-Pin Masters, but also went down in history as the first ever player to record a maximum, a 300 game here on this single lane. Well, he's a great favourite amongst the Barnsley crowd, but if you thought this man was a good favourite, then the man that's just about to bowl a couple of practice balls is even higher than that. Jens Nickel has been taken to the hearts of the people here in Barnsley. The 42-year-old from Bremen says he just loves coming here to play, and I guess winning back in 2005 will have helped that. But he's playing with a few injuries at the moment, and he's another one of these guys, runs a bowling centre-back in Germany, doesn't quite get the same amount of time to play and practice as he would like. And he's just a little concerned, Cass, about his current form coming into this match.
Yes, as you say, Simon, he hasn't been bowling that much, and he is actually struggling with a bit of a knee problem. And sticking on the approach on his practice shot didn't help him very much. So yeah, a little bit of concern there, but the crowd's favourite, the Jens Nickel Barnsley fan club, are all here. No doubt pull him through.
Well, it was his left knee that he had surgery on last year, about a week after he finished the tournament. And he was just talking to us in the green room before this match. And he told us about the surgery, and then at the end he said, do you know what? Forget it all. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to enjoy my bowling.
Would you like to shake hands, gentlemen? Wish you good luck, good bowling.
Bernie White then to get things underway. Our very
Jason,
experienced tournament and match referee. Always helps the players to know that Bernie is in situ. They can just forget about everything and concentrate on the game. It'll be Jason Belmonte then from Australia to open up. Bowling over 2 games. It's the best aggregate score that will take you through. So this is a real sprint. Very wide. Well, he tried to go coast to coast on that one, and he got some serious drift to take it through the 3-pin.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 4, 6 and the 10. Oh, tricky little spare this is going to be. It's missed the head pin totally on the right-hand side. It's gone between the 1 and the 6. And I can only take 3 on the spare as well. So Jason Belmonte has started with the big open frame.
And he knew he'd done it as well. That ball was probably about 10 metres away from him, and he knew it was a problem.
Well, he's not going to worry about that. He'll just regroup and expect to shoot 7 or 8 strikes in a row to cover it. That's the sort of guy he is. Jens, on the other hand, has already seen there's a gap or a chink in the armour, and he's got a chance to take an early lead here.
Oh dear. Well, he's got some quite heavy strapping on that left knee of his, and it's the same problem as we saw in the warm-up. The foot seemed just to jam a little on the approach, but I think Cass, it's a half and half approach. He's not really driving in and consequently sticking. You've got to trust that shoe, haven't you?
Yeah, he didn't plant his foot properly, but yeah, now he's trying to re-slide that shoe. I'm just wondering, obviously now that could cause him a bit of pain. Unfortunately, he's left himself 3-pin standing. It's the 1, 2 and the 8 now. Apprehensive he may be about this testing this sliding foot now. Let's see how he does. And he's just planted it. No slide at all.
It's much better when he bowls like that. He had 2 practice bowls in the warm-up. Both of them were strikes with that particular delivery style. Not that classic, but gets the job done. That's what he needs to do. Yeah, he's in a little bit of pain there.
I think this is going to be a big problem for Jens. If he can't slide and just has to plant that foot, he's not going to get the leverage, and he's going to be so wary about sticking in the line. Well, Belmonte shoots his first strike of the match.
Yeah, back comes Hollywood. Yeah, it's not a problem with the lane. We have seen a few dramatic events at the foul line over the years. I think was it Lisa Del Rosario took a tumble a couple of years ago, and then Richard Hurd about 5 years before that. He had a fall at the foul line as well.
You've got a good memory, Simon.
Oh,
those way back.
Those events come back to you.
Now let's see if we can see Jens slide on this one, or is he going to plant his foot again? Yeah, he's planting it. That's not his A game.
Keep planting, Jens. Keep planting.
Makes himself a strike, but that's certainly not his A game, and he's having to adapt. Obviously, he's got problems with that knee. There you can see he's rubbing it now, and not the greatest smile that he's normally produces.
Well, the Jens fan club is definitely on side. Girlfriend Britta in the audience watching, as indeed are many of the players and partners. Cracking delivery, and Jason Belmonte, after that problematic first frame, is into his stride.
Yeah, must have just been testing the water with that first shot, seeing what reaction he was going to get in the back end from the high rotating ball, the two-hander. He also puts 2 fingers in the ball, but delivers it with that 2 hands to get fantastic rotation on the ball. Get some great length down the lane before it gets to the dry part, and then it just rips the rack. Soft 10-pin left in the corner there from Jens.
That's going to be the danger, isn't it, with this particular style? He's going to be light into that pocket.
Yeah, didn't have the power to push that one out. Light in the pocket.
Problems already then for our 2005 winner.
Yeah, looking to slide this ball across the lane from the left-hand side, just to take the spare out. And again, he just plants that foot. That is a very adapted style. It's not what he wants to do, I'm sure. And I'm sure that's going to affect him as the game goes on.
That's how things look at the moment. Jason Belmonte is comfortable.
Yeah, just holding an 8-pin lead, but even after that open frame, he's made 2 strikes. This will be for Turkey, the first 3 in a row.
Well, he was just a little worried because he went very wide on that, but got some decent action with the pins.
Yeah, you saw the head pin come flying back across the head pin, the pin deck from the left-hand side. We call it the messenger, and that's the head pin. Look at the power in that, and he knows it.
Well, enjoy the graphics that you'll see coming up from time to time in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Look out for the revs and the speed of the ball as well. Both of those are crucial to how well the delivery ends up, but the revs is something that the players talk about a lot. How many rotations they can get on the ball. And Jens, straight through the head pin, has left himself a shocker of a split.
Yeah, the big 4, the 4, 6, 7, 10, and actually Jens changed his ball as well, though. He's using a bright red one now. Was looking for something. Unfortunately, he's having such a problem on the approach with this planting of his left foot, not sliding, that it's causing his arm to wander, and he's not hitting his mark. And Equus is such an important part of this game. Just the 2, and unfortunately it's an open frame in frame 4 from the man from Bremen. Sympathetic round of applause. They can see that he's struggling, and he doesn't look that happy, I'm afraid.
Do you know what, Cass? I think that in that first delivery, when we saw him stutter, having suffered knee problems myself, I reckon that really hurt him, and he may have done a bit of damage there, and he's very brave to continue. There's been no histrionics from him at all. He's just got on with the job.
Well, we could, as I say, by planting his foot and not actually sliding, we can see that he's had to change his game, so you may be 100% right. He could well be in some sort of pain, and going to hopefully have to see this game through, this match through. But,
I guess that's a concern, isn't it?
He's already up against it, against this man.
Got the crowd to please, though. They've come here to see Jens Nickel in action. And they've come here to see Jason Belmonte as well. And Belmonte needs to put all that to the back of his mind. And as most of the bowlers will tell you, well, in fact, all the bowlers will tell you, it's not about you and your opponent. It's always about you and the lane. Great work. That's better.
Simon, yes, you're so right. It is the player taking on the lane, defeating the pattern of oil that's laid down. They can't see where the oil is, they just have to go by the reaction of their ball, and they learn from that, and they learn the angles and the speed and the rotation and whereabouts to they get their break point on the lane and make that pocket and carry all the pins.
Well, to give you an idea about the oil and where it lays, the machine puts it down before each match, and it's very thick and spread right across the lane near to the foul line, which is where the bowler bowls from, and then it tapers away to a point around about 41 feet down the lane, and at that point the bowler is able to start to react with the lane and come in and hook in to the pocket. And all the bowlers have a different approach, a different style, a different way of coping.
Yeah, that's why they take the practice balls just before the match. They just line themselves up with the right equipment, the right setup, make sure their approach is correct. Jens has unfortunately just left a 10-pin standing on the corner of his last shot. Hopefully this will be a straightforward spare, but again, it's all pressure on that left knee.
Yeah, he's having to deliver twice every time.
If these players don't hit the pocket and the lane doesn't play their way, then they're out of the tournament. We'll be back with more action at the partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters after the break.
Somewhere in junior leagues was one place where we all started, and you know, watching the kids today, it brings back some old memories, some good, some bad. Yeah, well, the way I started and got introduced was my family built a bowling centre where I live, and you know, instead of taking me to a daycare centre or something like that, they used to give me a pair of shoes and a ball, and let me go crazy. So that's how it all started. My career highlights that I truly believe are the tip-top, winning in Las Vegas, the high roller event. I've never ever dreamed of winning that tournament, and winning that was amazing. Bowling 300 on this particular program. I mean, I've seen the program, and to bowl 300 is a dream come true. The World Masters is one of the most exciting and prestigious tournaments of the year, and it comes around once a year, and it's an invitational, so if you don't come, you don't get a chance to bowl it. So every year it's really special, and if you can put this on your CV and say you've won it, you know, there are millions and millions of bowlers out there that want to play this tournament, and not many people get the opportunity. So me personally, winning the Masters is it's right up there.
Oh, unlucky. How on earth didn't that take it down? That's what Belmonte's thinking.
Dear, oh dear. He even sent the messenger across to hit it again, and it still stood up. Just a sort of a right little smile there from Belmonte. He couldn't quite believe it, could he? Best ball I've thrown all day, and I'll leave a 10-pin.
That was a flyer. Well, just got to do the job. Spare. He's getting no pressure at all at the moment from his opponent, Jens Nicol. So that'll do nicely, and it's all going very well. Yeah, exactly. Millimetres. Oh, nice interaction between the two players up there on the stage. That's Belmonte's stats for the moment. 4 strikes, a spare, and that 1 open frame from the first frame. But that's way behind him now.
Yeah, great camaraderie between the players in the tournament. It may be that you think that just because Jens comes from Germany, he doesn't meet Jason very often from Australia, but they meet up at these international big tournaments around the world, Far East, Middle East, and in Europe. And Jens nearly got one in the hole.
Nearly did. Our fan in the crowd once again instructing the ball where to go.
He actually got some great reaction on this ball. Lots of rotation. Nice hooking effect in the back end of the lane. When it's slightly high into the pocket and deep, and that's why the 9-pin is standing up. The ball should go into the pocket and deflect off the 5-pin onto the 9, but it had so much power on it, it just cut straight through and left the 9-pin standing. So just a spare for Jens Nicol.
There is girlfriend Britta in the audience, and well, she lives through every moment. Boyfriend Jens down on the lane, and she'll be feeling at the moment that he is not up to form. Certainly that knee injury causing him some trouble. As usual, smiling his way through it. It never changes for Jens Nicol, but he needs strikes, and he needs them badly.
Yes, unfortunately he's been 4 frames without a strike, and only 1 in a match so far. Belmonte shoots his 5th strike and is pretty much lined up and taking charge, in control of this lane, very much in charge of his A game.
Yeah, steady stuff from Belmo. 5.57 his maximum over those 2 games. That's potentially available if he strikes out from here. Wouldn't bet against it. Now Nicol just needs a strike. He just needs to get something going.
Just a soft 10 again in the pocket, but didn't have the power to shoot that 10-pin away. And he looks slightly disappointed. Well, he may well do. It was a good shot, one of his best ones, and he was looking for 10. And that 10-pin just stands there in defiance.
Well, as with any sport, and especially as with any repetitive sport, you're going to have injury sites on the body. 10-pin bowlers are no different. Shoulders, knees, always a problem.
Yeah, he's having trouble with those 10-pins on. He's making the spares, but he doesn't look very comfortable at all. He has to deliver from that left-hand side of the lane and angle his body across, and again, that's not doing his knee a lot of good.
Well, I think this is a brave performance from the German, but Jason Belmonte in control so far after 7 frames.
Yes, and Jason will know that Jens has got some problems. Knows he's not playing his normal game. Belmonte down on 1 knee for that one.
Good effort.
As soon as it left his hand, he was down on 1 knee on the approach, looking to see the ball right into the 1-2 into 1-3 pocket. And that's exactly where it went.
Well, he's another two-handed bowler that claims that he bowls two-handed by accident. It was just an accident of fortune that he started bowling very, very young, couldn't throw the ball one-handed, so had to use two, and that's the way it's ended up. But Cass, you've got a theory that two-handed bowling may become the way of the world.
I don't see that many bowlers actually adapt to it. I think it's something that you may have to have learnt, as you say, from a very early age. But having seen Oscar Palermo and now Jason Belmonte win so many tournaments and both make it to the World 10-pin Masters, you've got to think to yourself, there's something in this two-handed game, isn't there? And while we were talking, Jens rips the rack and hits us with a bit of body language we haven't seen for a while.
Low revs and low speed though, 360 revs on that last ball. That's not anywhere near what you'd expect from the likes of Belmonte. You'd be expecting them to push up towards the 400s, maybe over.
Oh, probably over, yeah, 420, 450. Be interesting to see. Looking for another 10 and rips that rack. Once again, no trouble there.
You really heard it biting into the boards there as it came through the last phase of its delivery curve.
Yeah, he's pacing 250 is Belmo. It was the 9th frame gone.
Well, Belmo, Barnes and Palermo, the names that spring to mind at the moment from this tournament. All of them posting very, very good scores.
Well, what a start to a tournament. The first 3 matches with those 3 high rollers. Nicol changes his ball again, I think.
Nice.
Shoots wide.
It's tough. He's not sliding the ball onto the lane. He is literally dumping it down about 2 metres away from him. It's all he can do with his knee injury, but he's going to keep going, going to keep pushing.
Yeah, really lofted that one down the lane, didn't he? And of course, you're not going to have the accuracy with that. You know, you may hit your mark, but it's going to jump sideways, and you're not going to have the consistency. You won't be in the right area of the lane when the ball starts to bite, and so consequently, that's why he's missed the head pin to the right-hand side.
Well, I can tell you, we're just getting some news through from the stats boys about Jason Belmonte's revs on the ball, and quite incredible, Cats. He's averaging around about 525, which is really fizzing.
That is unbelievable. We saw in last year's Weber Cup, Tommy Jones, the PBO professional, came over and just broke 500 on a couple of shots, but if Belmonte is averaging 520 plus, that's just unbelievable. And you can see why, when his ball goes into the 1-3 pocket, but those pins stand no chance.
So it's a very good start from Belmonte to this match. Quarter-final place awaiting him. He made the quarter-finals in 2006, made the semis back in 2005 to the Australian. Again, difficult to believe, just 23 years of age. It seems like we've been talking about him forever. Has this stunning set of results. He's willing to put the miles in. He put some serious air miles in, travelling around the world to play. Not quite up with the Tim Max of this world, but he does his travelling.
Yes, he's getting those air miles on his card.
Well, he bumped that one a bit.
Oh, dumped it down for just a single 2-pin. Potential 246 if he spares this one.
But just no pressure from his opponent, Nicol, who's on for a 192 if he can strike from here.
So, I mean, is there any chance that Belmo and Oscar could actually meet in this tournament? Well, I mean, what a match that would be.
Well, Oscar's got a heck of a challenge in the quarter-finals up against PBA star Chris Barnes, defending champion, but on the form that he displayed in his first round match against Guy Kaminsky, it's possible, and if he gets through that one and Jason Belmonte comes through his quarter-final tie, then it could be a double-handed semi-final.
Well, I've just had some stats actually about Oscar Palermo's rev rate, and he actually broke the 600 mark on one of his shots in his game. And these stats about the bowling ball revolutions comes from this little monitors you can see on the side of the lane on the approach. It's the computer-aided tracking system, or CATS for short. Picks up details of the bowling ball, where it's placed on the lane, the speed it's going at, and more importantly and interestingly, the amount of rotation or revolutions on the ball as it passes those 4 points on the lane.
Well, Belmonte and Palermo have certainly made cats purr at this tournament so far.
It's a very interesting piece of hardware and software. It's a great coaching aid for lots of bowlers around the world, and gives us some extra stats to talk about on TV here.
Well, Jens battling away with that injured leg. You can see planting it straight down, no slide, and he's finally found some range. So he doubles up, trying to get a strike all the way through.